Welcome everybody back to another episode of Turnbuckle Talk, of course, with myself, the Kraken, and Josh. Josh, what a wild weekend we had for wrestling. I think the title episode. Oh, but before we get there, we do got some news that you brought up prior to us starting. Um, Mick Foley kind of had some things to say about the WWE and how he's not going to be working with them anymore. You probably got more
Yeah.
info on that than I do.
So Mick Foley's contract, the legend contract he has with the WWE, ends here in June, and he called the WWE and let them know that he's going to let that expire and does not want to do any more events for them while he's currently under contract. While Donald Trump is in office, is the word. So I'll just read his Instagram post. Parting ways with WWE. While I have been concerned about WWE's close relationship with Donald Trump for several months, especially in light of his administration's ongoing cruel and inhumane treatment of immigrants and pretty much anyone who looks like an immigrant, reading the president's incredibly cruel comments in the wake of Rob Reiner's, I'm sorry, RIP, I always say that wrong, Reiner's death is the final straw for me. I no longer wish to represent a company that coddles a man so seemingly void of compassion as he marches our country toward, is it autocracy? I believe is that it? Autocracy?
Yeah.
I'm probably saying that right. Last night, I informed WWE Talent Relations that I would not be making any appearances for the company as long as that man remains in office. Additionally, I will not be signing a new Legends deal when my current one expires in June. I love it, WWE, and I know it probably comes off a little weird like that. I think what he means by while he's in office is while the WWE also works with him. You know, like how we see Triple H and of
Yeah.
course they go and support Linda and they work with them and like with this project. So I think he's kind of talking about that more than just in general. Like I guess so him in office just because he's had such a relationship with WWE and the WWE Hall of Fame. But yeah, so he says he will not be signing a new Legends deal with his current one expires in June. He says he always will treasure his time and loves the WWE, and he's appreciative of all the opportunities they afforded him in life. But he says, in the words of Popeye the Sailor Man, "I stands all I can stands, and I can't stands no more." So it's political related. I always in my community try to keep everything like my streams and my content to escape from the real world. Um, so overall, I no politics involved. Whatever I just say props for standing on what he believes in, whatever that may be.
Yeah, I mean,
So facts.
that's how I feel about it. We're allowed to believe what we want to, feel how we want to, and that's exactly what he's doing. So nothing bad, in my opinion.
No, not at all. Yeah. So shout out to him, and who knows, maybe we'll see him more on the con circuit, which he already does a lot of in general. And there's other companies out there that might want his services, so we'll see where that goes. But yeah, I mean that's all I really have to say about that. Just shout on him for standing on business, on what he believes in, and I feel like we don't get that a lot. Like we have a lot of people in the world of wrestling who talk like, "Oh, I support this, and this," and then when it comes to that, like doing stuff, silence. Or when a big moment happens, silence. So shout outs to Mick for really standing by that. But yeah, so to move on to the crazy world of wrestling where we might have seen Donald Trump, which he wasn't at, was Saturday night's main event. I guess Meltzer said that I guess WWE actually like wanted him there, like they would have been welcoming them there, but of course he decided not to go to that. So Saturday night's main event, of course, the big thing, John Cena's match against Gunther. It was the main event of the show after all. And a lot happened on the show besides the John Cena retirement. But that's the big thing to talk about. So John Cena lost to Gunther. He submitted John Cena. He didn't pass out. He tapped out with a smile on his face, which is now a lovely emote in my YouTube, Twitch, Kick chats. Because WWE dropped that image in 4K. So thank you, WWE, for that. So I loved it. Monday proved for me why it was done. And I already saw people and people that I respect and follow like, oh man, that heat wasn't even that good on Monday, nowhere near
Oh,
the Roman heat after Taker and stuff like that. I obviously watched the show with headphones on, so I know not everyone does, and I have like these really fancy, fucking, really high quality, expensive headphones that I spent way too much money on, right? So obviously, I'm gonna have like some really fucking high depth quality in this. Yeah, that shit was loud, and I don't just crank my headset all the way up, dude. No way, because I what? I'd be fucking deaf really young
yeah.
in my life. But after Raw on Monday, how they opened it with Gunther and everything, and just the astronomical heat he was getting as soon as his music hit. He could barely talk. It was, if not dumb, type of not being able to talk, if not worse. Um, yeah, and then it was funny because I feel like that's where Hershey used all their things on Monday. We'll talk about that later, all their hype, because then they were quiet the rest of the show. But yeah, so I thought it was a perfect ending. I thought it was great. You know, John Cena's whole shtick was never give up, and sometimes in life you have to give up when you're at a certain point in time. You know, you're not always gonna be Super Cena, and you know you're gonna give all you got. And in that situation, John Cena was proven that. You know, sometimes when the fighting gets tough, you have to give up in certain situations. Obviously, you know, a lot of people are like, well, he does make a wish, and what's that message sending to them? There is no message being sent to them there. This is a
Oh,
retirement match strictly in the world of wrestling.
yes. I We talked about it several weeks in advance. Once we figured out Gunther was going to be the one to face Cena, you know, I had come to accept. I knew what was going to happen. I didn't see them. I wanted to see them put over Cena, but we knew it was going to be Gunther. So when he gets that
That's
final,
to be seen.
the sleeper in, and I was like, okay, he's got out of one. He even caught the arm going down for three like they would in old school wrestling in the early 2000s. That was great. And then I was like, "Ah, damn, this is probably it." I got quiet watching it. I was just like, I'm watching, John Cena slowly either pass out or tap out. One of the two is gonna happen. And when he smiled, I was like, okay, he's accepted it, and we're just gonna ride this out, and the emotions are gonna happen. And he got emotional, which was great. Um, I honestly was okay with it. I thought the booing, once the match was over, that was wild. Cause even like Triple H tried taking not taking some of the heat, but the crowd was giving him for it,
Yeah.
which I'm glad carried over and actually went to Gun on Monday because my God,
Mhm.
I don't keep mine loud either when I'm watching it. And I was for even my edits today I was working on. That was loud coming from my phone that was cut down.
Shit was loud, right?
It was deafening almost. I mean, he was yelling. You could tell by his
Oh yeah.
body's like he was yelling into the mic to even get anything out. And the three words or the sentence, maybe two that he put together was all
So
he
good.
needed. It was
It was it
fantastic.
was it was reminiscent of the Roman Reigns "This Is My Yard Now" promo.
It was after the WrestleMania.
Mhm.
It was done so
Um,
well.
I was curious your opinion on that. I didn't know if you liked it or not. When I brought it up, you kind of rolled your eyes, I thought at first. So I didn't know if you're like, "Oh, not this bullshit." So
No, no, I
I was
loved it.
curious. That's why I was really listening. I was like, "I'm curious what is really does he hate it?" 'Cause that really got me like, "Hmm."
What maybe had me rolling my eyes was people that was saying it wasn't loud because that shit was deafening.
Oh, okay, that's true. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so Monday I thought it was really I actually will say that I don't think he would have gotten that type of booing if it was this like if he would have just put him to sleep. I feel like the Heat wouldn't like the freaking live crowd chased him, or not really chased him, but followed him to his freaking bus after Saturday night's main event, yelling obscenities and you suck and all that stuff towards him. Like that's I don't think that would have happened as crazy if he didn't tap him out.
No, if he would have put him to sleep or if he would have got the pinfall, I don't think it would be as bad. But
Yeah, so I
fulfilling
thought
his
go ahead,
promise is
sorry.
what got it. That's what got the heat.
Exactly. That's what perfectly got him the heat. And Monday, it paid off well, in my opinion. The one thing I thought was funny too was on Monday is after he went and like gloated, and I kept mocking it. I was like, oh, he's gonna run it back. He's gonna go back into the ring, and gloat. And he did, and and he said what he said on Monday, like you said, where he tapped out like a bitch, and which was awesome. He said it again, too, once he got on the table or like after he got announced table or some bullshit. But I hated that they kicked him out. Like I didn't understand why he got like not really kicked out, but like they told him to go home for the rest of the night or whatever it was. I was like, why? Because he gloated his victory and retired John Cena. I don't understand why he's getting tossed out. Did
I
you?
don't,
What did that make sense for? I didn't get it.
that one it doesn't make sense to me, but it's building up more matches with sure.
Mhm.
Um, but I mean, maybe because of everything that did happen after Saturday night, they were just wanting to maybe be kind of careful and make sure nothing happened. Because of course we have seen fans act absolutely insane and try attacking people. So I don't know if they're just trying to be cautious with him right now and just let him do short things and continue the heel momentum. But yet again, I think it was crazy to send him home. Unless it was just a safety
I didn't get it. I get
thing.
maybe. I didn't think of that. Like they didn't want him to brawl with anyone backstage or other wrestlers to get in his face that lead to a fight or something. I get see that, I guess, but I mean it's wrestling, so
Yeah.
that's usually how that's like 60% of the time how matches get set up, I feel like. So
Well, see,
um
I don't know. They did that with AJ, but I feel like that's too soon.
I did love him going doing the like his delivery for it was perfect when he rolled down the window. Hey, AJ. It was like so enthusiastic.
And then last, it just drives
But
off.
is that do you think that's possibly leading to foreshadowing of AJ being his or sorry, Gunther being AJ's final opponent?
As much as I'd hope not, because I think I think we can do a different style match, but I think we are going to get Gunther being the legacy killer and ending everyone's
Mhm.
career.
That would be awesome. I mean, reminiscent of Randy Orton, legend killer
At
back in the
some
day.
point, we'll get Legend Killer versus Legacy Killer. I mean, it'll
Well, we've
happen.
had it, but I bet it'll happen in the sense of like now that Gunther's gotten those accolades from, or not accolades, but gotten those victories. So that'd be interesting because they faced before, like twice
Have
now, I think.
King of the
It'll be
Ring
their third
twice,
match.
yeah.
And then the rematch because Orton's shoulder was up or whatever it was. And then, dude, and we have a lot to talk about with shoulders up and shit
Oh
here in a
my
little bit
god.
because that was fucking wild. We'll get into that once because I don't want to stray away too far here. I want to stay with SNME for a bit. But oh, that was some interesting shit. But so Cody Rhodes and Oba Femi, dude, you I think were the one who called this. I think a lot of people called this, but when we talked about this on the podcast, you said more than likely a Drew run-in would make the most sense. And the match was fine. The freaking crowd loved Oba. He was super over. Got the O chants when he was walking to the ring. They did the Oba style Goldberg chants again.
Yep.
Um, or the Goldberg style Oba chants. I said that backwards. And the match was fine. You know, they're both getting some big moves in. You know, big crossroad or big Cody cutters and shit were going in, and reversals of all the big moves. And then of course McIntyre came in and started attacking Cody, which led to the DQ. Um, Very fun match, disappointing ending, and I feel like I shouldn't be freaking surprised, but I was fucking surprised.
I honestly hated it. As much as we knew it was coming, it absolutely ruined a great match. Them two. Um, I don't know at what point, and it probably was the announce table spot, but Cody cut his ear pretty good
That's
too in
right.
this
I forgot
match.
exactly what spot that was. Yeah, because it was like I thought at first he was bleeding out of his mouth because it dripped, I guess, to his mouth when he was like, you know, face down or whatever it was. So I was like, oh, he's bleeding out of his mouth. And I guess at first I thought he dripped out, but then I realized, oh no, that's his ear. Holy shit!
Yeah, so
But
it looked like it was an earlobe, but either way, like with Drew now doing this, and then we see Oba and Cody kind of team up and take out Drew. Are we possibly looking at that being the sign that Oba is going to SmackDown and his first couple feuds are going to be Drew and then back to Cody? Or will it be Drew champion? He goes through Cody to get to Drew. What does Drew cost him the NXT title?
I do feel like I would be fine with Drew winning the title right now. I mean, this is what the third time they're going to be facing in the last 4 or 5
Yeah,
months for the title or some bullshit. So I feel like at this point, yes, just because Cody's this second run's all been him and Drew since the Cena stuff, and it's been drawn out pretty far. But it hasn't really all been that interesting for me. So I'm fine if Drew wins it just for more, not even like the viral moment or the shock value, just because I feel like right now Cody's just been so forgettable since he won it back at SummerSlam. Besides the war game stuff, I guess.
he. And I feel like that's something that happens with Cody when he wins it. The matches kind of like are not there for how the chase was.
That's only been one feud besides the war game stuff so far. I mean, for the title, that is, because that's what I'm really focused on as a title. But yeah, I would be fine with Drew winning it whenever this is. And obviously on Raw, we got that. Or not even Raw. That on Monday, yesterday, they dropped a video on social media. I'm assuming that'll air on SmackDown if you guys haven't seen it, who are watching and listening. But it was a video of Drew and Nick Aldis meeting out at Drew's house, and they were like agreeing to terms for him to return from suspension fully and stuff like that. So like basically Drew's gonna be picking the stipulation of the match, and Cody can't touch him until that match, and if he does, he's stripped of the title. Yada yada yada. So that's gonna be, I don't know when. I would assume the next Saturday Night Main Event, which is the week before Rumble, or it could be the January 5th Raw, which would not really make sense. It's the SmackDown title, but that's the only other place I could think of it happening.
Yeah.
So we'll see where that goes. I guess I don't know what this could be. I quit, maybe. I don't know.
Unless they give like a big like the anniversary of Raw, unless they just stack it.
Yeah, because Roman was technically SmackDown before that started. I mean, I don't know. I think he's just technically free agent because he's been more on Raw lately. But yeah. So Raw, he was technically a SmackDown guy until the whole Netflix deal. Then he's been on there the majority of the time. So I don't know. I feel like they do want to keep the brand split, but right now it hasn't been it's not really been, the rules have been lenient on it.
It has not been a brand split.
It's like they're doing almost like a superstar shakeup again. Just like, oh, this week we have these three. I forgot how that worked. There was like so many people would show up a week from the other show or some
I
bullshit.
think 3 from each could go where they wanted to.
Yeah, that's basically what it feels like, but with all the main event talent. But yeah, I mean, and then Nathan says, what if they do a triple threat, Oba, Drew, Cody? I wouldn't be against that.
I wouldn't.
That's a good way to also take the title off Cody without him eating a pin if you didn't want him to eat the pin.
Yeah, and have.
I don't know if you would want to have Oba eat a pin or hair or anything on his first, like full, if that was a full-time main roster match. I don't know. I wouldn't be against that though. You just have to book it properly.
Yeah, and then Oba could chase because I took the pinfall, and I mean either way, without the title, with the title, Oba's already getting the pop on SmackDown.
Yeah.
So
Fuck yeah.
he'll
Yeah, please
eventually
put him
get
on
it.
SmackDown. They need it, especially with the 3 hours coming up here in January. I don't know. Who knows how long they'll fucking be 3 hours again? Hopefully not a whole year.
Fortunately.
Bailey and Sol Ruka. So I got those. You had got those right. I got those backwards. I said Sol would lose, and then I said Javon and Leon would win. But you said the opposite, and those were right. AJ and Dragon won, and Sol got the win over Bailey. No, on Sol and Bailey, there was no Zarya interference. She was there in support, didn't get involved, didn't attack her afterwards. Nothing.
Yeah, and I think it was a good decision. We've seen now them two work together again as a kind of a partnership. So maybe they're going
trying to get along.
Yeah, maybe that'll go for a little while. Maybe that's when the split happens. But this match showed me more of Sol Ruka's talent than what she's shown us on NXT.
Wow.
The backflip over the top rope. I know she's done it once before. She doesn't do that much, and it looked fantastic. That cartwheel DDT she delivered to Bailey was fucking nasty. And I think that there was another move. I know the Soul Snatcher was there at the end, but I mean, she showed out in this match against Bailey.
She countered the Rose Plant in a really cool way too. I forget exactly. It was kind of reminiscent to how Io did, at Mania 40, but it was like she's like more of like a flip with it or something. But she
Yeah.
I think it was like she like caught her hands and then she like flipped forward or some bullshit
She
like
done
that.
that one-handed cartwheel gear. Planted with two and then pivoted into the one.
Yeah, so that was sick as fuck. But yeah, and then she hit that Soul Snatcher, dude, for the win. Or it was actually a Soul Snatcher. Bailey rolled out, and then she rolls her back in, and then gets the victory roll pin. I thought I actually liked that. I like that she didn't fully just hit the Soul Snatcher 1, 2, 3. I like that Bailey was fighting to roll out while in pain, but then she caught her, pulled her in, then like made sure to pin her, like not in just like a normal pin. She's like, all right, if you're gonna fight for this, I'm gonna really pin you. And so she victory rolled it.
What didn't make sense at first for me was you had Soul hit the Soul Snatcher. I understand she had to chase her to get her back in the ring, but why have her do the roll up? Have Bailey do the roll up and then Soul do another reversal to get. I felt like they
Just to
should
keep us on our toes, the dramatics, especially for the rookie, someone who's not full-time main roster that we've seen, in 4 or 5 matches this year. I feel like because the main roster only knows her from that. It's crazy, like how there is crossover from NXT, of course, but like we've seen people come over who were like pretty popular in NXT and like don't get as much reaction in the main roster when they first show up, and it's like, really? It's just because it's just not as much as watched. So that's just my guess. It was just for the dramatics, like Oh, is Bailey gonna do it against the rookies? Steal it with the veteran? That's kind of the way I looked at it.
Oh, yeah. Okay. When you say it like that, that does.
Yeah. But that was a good match, and then AJ and Dragon Lee versus Javon and Leon was also a really good match. It was really short though; it was like 6 minutes.
Because they started out flying around. The
Yeah, they
first
hit
minute and a
everything right
half.
away.
Yeah.
I was hoping all the matches were really. I mean, it was a 2-hour show, and it was just focused on the Cena stuff. But like, I was really wishing this one went at least 10, 12.
I think AJ slipping kind of sped up a little
That was
bit.
not a slip. That is a wise move from a veteran wrestler. So that reminds me of Sabu. So Sabu would a lot of the time do a spot where he would get on the ropes and oh my fuck I fell, or he'd fall and or slip and catch himself. And he did it to keep the fans thinking that, and he loved it. He would, I forgot who told the story, but in the interview, it's been told a few times. But he would look at them and go, "We fucking got him." Anytime that they would believe that he actually slipped or something, he'd be like, "We fucking got him." So I feel that was a Sabu moment, and
Huh?
AJ that because that it was so fluid, and maybe it was just fast because it made Leon look so good, and I think that was the idea was that I'm gonna slip, I'm the veteran, you're the young guy, you're gonna capitalize, and it's gonna look so seamless. The fans are gonna believe that you were just that good about it. I don't know if they really said that, but I could totally see that kind of being like the idea of the conversation in
I
the
mean,
move. I could be wrong. Maybe he really did slip. I don't think so. I think that looked way too good.
that I didn't think of it that way. I really thought he slipped because of the way he fell, but that
He might have. He could have. Maybe I just thought it looked too clean of a fall.
yeah, because they
Looked like a
didn't,
stunt. It's looked like a stunt actor type of like wow, that was really good. Like
and
at
they
first I was like, oh, that was clean though.
another thing they didn't play it back either. Normally they replay those type of things.
I don't remember
The
if they did or didn't.
so it could have just been that he was just trying to put over Leon, like you said.
That's just the way I don't know. Maybe it was a bot and he slipped. Could have been. I don't know.
Whatever, we
That's just
will
the way
never know though.
I just thought it looked too clean. The way that how Leona quickly got him back up into the spot and they hit like a whatever the fuck he hit afterwards. It was like so clean. I was like, I think that was planned. I think that was a Sabu situation there.
Could have easily
I
been.
like it though.
Yeah,
I like it. It's like what Mick Foley says. Wrestling isn't always supposed to be all fucking pretty and perfect. It's supposed to be a fight.
sure.
In fights, not everything looks clean or lands perfectly, or people slip and fall. And I love it. I love it. That's what wrestling should be closer to, in my opinion.
It should
And
be,
don't get me wrong,
yes.
I love the Osprey and the Kennys and the Bucks, all their crazy bullshit that they pull and hysterical, over the top dramatics that they can pull with their flying stuff. I love it, but I don't know. I just love all wrestling, so give me it all, you know.
Yeah.
And then of course we already talked about Gunther John. Match was really good. I did wish in that match that we did see John pull out a little bit more moves than just like the he did go for like a sleeper or some type at some point, but he really didn't do anything too over the top in this one. And I wasn't hoping for like tribute moves like fucking whatever 5-star frog splash. But like I was hoping for like at least some of the moves that he'd pull out in the bigger matches like this, and I know he's older, so and whatever, but I was hoping for something more. Like the top rope leg drop was cool. I feel like we hadn't seen that much in this
All that we
final run.
had, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and that was another thing, like we talked about. Maybe he could do like his final match. He could pay tribute to a few more people. Like we talked about the yes
Well, I
kicks,
didn't think
stuff
it
like that.
needed it. I thought it would. I thought it was possible, but I didn't
Yeah,
think it needed it.
no. But I mean that the leg drop, I think, was the only thing we hadn't seen that was used in this
I
match.
guess so. I don't really remember.
Because I mean, he had the five knuckle shuffle, the shoulder tackles, um, AA, SDFU. I don't think, and the sleeper when he reversed Gunther the one time. But other than that,
Yeah, I felt like it was a pretty basic move set from John. I feel like there was actually a lot of people actually complaining more about that. I've seen like, man, I really wish there was a little bit more out of John in that match than what we got. But I do understand why. I still think it was just all part of the he's older, lost a step, can't do. I feel like they could have done maybe a spot where he was like thinking I'm gonna go hit a move that he
he
hadn't done
could
in a
have
while, like the
done, yeah.
springboard stunner, and he's like grabs the rope, he's like then turns around and gets caught because he took too long to decide not to do it. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know, just kind of tell the story of like he can't do that move anymore. He's just at that point in his career, he can't risk it.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I liked it overall. I just do wish there was a few extra moves in there.
Yeah. The match felt great. I don't feel like it was over rushed. I don't feel like it moved too slow. I think John Cena took what 12 or more clotheslines from Gunther. I mean,
Mhm.
he did take a beating, and you see it on like his bruises that were already on his body
Oh
before he
yeah,
got out of the up the ramp. So
I'm glad Gunther chopped him in the back. I always wanted to see John Cena get chopped in the back. And I'm not being like sarcastic, like just like whoever thought we'd see Gunther and just be able to chop John Cena in the fucking back. I feel like that's more brutal than the chest for some reason.
yeah, because your back's probably more sensitive.
Well, they fall on their back, but I feel like it was like his upper back. I feel like that would just be like, ow,
Oh,
that why does that hurt more than my chest? Fuck.
it
Hit my fucking spine,
probably
asshole. Fuck.
it probably
Like,
would.
I don't know. I just feel like it would be. I'm probably wrong. Um, but the ending was good too. I was a little surprised that we didn't get like a whole retirement speech like they were gonna give Goldberg before he got cut off for time. But so I was a little surprised that he didn't get a speech. They did have the roster come out and everything. I did not get the whole Hall of Fame thing like I expected. So it was the only thing they didn't do was that or the speech. Um, the roster came out and applauded him. He bowed down. Punk and Cody were like, hey, they did the whole like Hogan thing
Yep.
where Cena and Batista gave him the belt and he held it up and whatnot. They did that with him. And then that was it. Like, and then he went up the ramp and they just kept applauding him. And then he just told the camera, thank you for letting me serve you for all these years. And I forgot he said one more thing, and then walked out. And that was it. That was it. So a little surprised, no speech. Um, But yeah, that's it. And I think Cody was teasing that he might be on the podcast because the way he's been wording things lately, um,
I mean,
on Twitter.
he signed that 5-year deal. He's gonna do ambassador work. He'll do podcasts. He might do meet and greet stuff like that. But
Oh
I,
yeah,
th-
he'll have
I
like a WrestleMania meet and greet and whatnot like that.
I feel like he like is 100%. There's no chance ever.
I do think that we'll see like him show up on like anniversary shows or like a random like he might pull an Undertaker in the future where he just comes out, hits an AA or hits an like whatever 5 knuckle shuffle and then runs away. You know what I mean? Like something like that.
I could see him.
Or he'll do what Triple H and Shawn do nowadays. They get in the ring and someone tries to confront them. They're like, "I'm retired." Who
I'm
knows?
done. Yeah. And
Yeah,
he may work with people backstage. He might start doing some creative stuff. Who knows?
that'd be weird. Weird. It's just weird to think about in general. So I want to talk about NXT now because we had something interesting on NXT tonight with the opening matchup: Blake Monroe and Thea Hail. So that match, obviously, and it's been stated by the majority of the top dirt sheets that ended in a botch. So Thea Hail hits a somersault senton or springboard senton and gets the three. 1, 2, 3, new champion. And
Yep.
what made this obvious that it was a botch was not only was everyone obviously shocked in Thea, it wasn't just like oh my god, I won shocked. It was like she was like, really? Like when the ref was calling it, the ref like he 1, 2, 3 called for the bell. Bell didn't ring. He goes and grabs the title, brings it in. They play music, but it's Blake's song.
Yep.
They fade it out, and then Thea's song plays, and then finally they get the what's his name on Mike Rome, and he finally announces Thea as the new champion, and commentary's like it's a new because commentary was kind of trying to play it off at first. They didn't know which way to go. You could tell they're like, wait, that's it? Is it? Are we for sure that's three? Like they were really trying to put like ride it like we are not sure if the refs got it, and then they must have been told and said go with it, go with it, go with it, and they're like, oh my god, it's happening. So Thea won, and they even posted a video. I don't know if you saw like on Instagram of her just in fucking tears backstage in the locker room, just like holding the title like a baby, just crying like I've been here forever. And, oh, it was so emotional. So very, I think even Meltzer, I saw his tweet said he goes, Thea winning was not part of the plans. I couldn't tell you the last time this a title change has happened this way. That's wild. That's how long it's been that a botch title change has happened at least in WWE.
Yeah. Um. I didn't. So when it happened, I was shocked because I was. I was reading something. I can't remember what was going on. We was talking about AW Dark because they had a special night that was going
Oh,
on
that's
as
right.
well.
I'm probably gonna watch that later. Yeah.
And so I was getting like an update from that, and I was like, "Oh shit, okay, cool." And I look over and I hear it ring the bell. And I'm like, "What the fuck happened? What do you mean?" And it shows she does the springboard, and Blake just doesn't move.
Well, I saw because I posted my because I missed my initial reaction because I had some technical issues, but luckily they did the replay, and so I caught that and I was like rewatching it, because you wanted to see if she actually could, because she
Mhm.
puts her arm up, and so it's hard to
Yeah,
tell. So they do the replay, and it shows that she just lifts her arm, her shoulder never left the mat, and the ref followed through perfectly. So all the dirt sheets are saying, yeah, it was a botched title change, wasn't in the plans, but they're obviously going to work around it now, and they had that backstage segment with Thea and Blake where Thea was like still emotional, talking about she's been here since she's 18 and whatnot, and she finally won this and yada yada yada. And then Blake came up all, I want my rematch, all sad, like near tears. So they're gonna run with it. So there's probably gonna be people like, nah, see, because they did that segment, so that means it was all part of the plans. For some reason, they just can't admit that WWE sometimes has botches and big ones like this one. But yeah, it was very interesting to see. Shout out to that ref, in my opinion, for fucking following through the count because she didn't kick out. I don't know. I, some people told me that like, oh, Thea could have been sandbagging. Yo, if you can't lift Thea Hail and you work for the WWE and you're a pro wrestler and she weighs half a fucking cookie, why are you in the WWE as a wrestler?
yeah, and excuse me. There has been times where we've seen refs actually stop the count because they're supposed to kick out, and we
Fucking hate
give
that.
them a hard time for it. But now people are going to criticize this ref because he done his
Mm-hmm.
fucking job. And yes, people may be like, "Oh shit, it's a botch," but he done what he's trained to do. Count to three. If
Yep.
you don't lift the shoulders, lost the match. I thought it was
Yeah.
great.
So I hate when they do the fucking like, oh no, there was a little fucking space. Oh no, I saw it. Only me. And they never show the replay.
Yeah,
Yeah, no. So I'm glad the ref followed through here because that happened recently on a match on the main roster, and people were bitching about the ref not following
Tiffany,
through.
Jade, and Naya.
Yeah, yeah, there you go. And there were people were bitching that the ref just didn't follow through on the three, even though they obviously didn't kick out. I forgot who didn't kick out. I don't remember who it
Can't
was.
either. I can't remember the
It
ref.
was Tiffany.
It's
I think it was Tiff. It was on a SmackDown. I think it was
yeah.
Tiffany.
I mean, it's
Um,
nothing bad on the ref. Like I know they know what's supposed to happen,
yeah, they're told
and
what's yeah, but it's in theory, it's like how stupid of it if like you could see like when they're focusing on the pin that like they're not kicking out, and you're gonna like, oh no, I saw they did
yeah,
it when
yeah,
like they don't even really move.
yeah,
I
and
prefer what that happened tonight.
yeah, like, and of course they're gonna find a way to either fix it or they will actually have a decent title reign. They'll figure it out. I mean, things can be pivoted around it. So
Mhm.
we'll see what they decide. But I'm glad Thea got a title.
Finally, we've been talking about how she hasn't been doing much until the Joe Henry stuff, so it was really surprised and perfect timing, I
That's
guess.
the Joe Henry effect. Like we believe.
What do you think because they're obviously going to do a rematch and they'll probably just continue with what they were going to do initially after that. At least is what I guess, unless Thea really catches on even more here, which is possible. You never
Mm,
know. I think I saw Minnie Portable tweet out um, after the show, or she might have tweeted during the show, but I saw it after the NXT. She said, she goes, I think this happened with Caitlyn, and that's how we got Caitlyn's run, and it led to the really good AJ Lee feud. And I was like, if that, I don't remember, but if that happened, then fuck, if that could happen with Thea, that'd be awesome.
yeah. Damn, is that how that happened?
I don't know. It was just something she tweeted and I saw it and I was like, that's pretty cool if that's what happened. I
Yeah,
don't remember,
I don't
honestly.
either.
I feel like I
Yeah,
didn't watch much around that time.
unfortunately, I
So
don't think I did. Yeah, I was watching it, but I mean, it
wasn't
was
as into it. Yeah, same. But yeah, so shout out Thea Hale, man. We'll see where this goes. I think New Year's Evil is probably what we'll do the rematch.
yeah New Year's Evil because I think everything right now is double taped. Um,
Yeah, so speaking on that, I think I might have said this last time we did the podcast. I said like they were like filming the Raw, or they were filming this week's SmackDown with Raw yesterday, and then they were gonna film like the Raw for the following after SmackDown. What it was is they're actually filming next week's SmackDown last night, and they're doing SmackDown Live this week, and they're filming Raw on Friday. So instead of doing what they would normally do, where they would do like, okay, we're gonna film next week's Raw after Raw, and then SmackDown we're gonna do SmackDown and film next week. They've switched it, and I don't understand why personally.
I
I don't
don't
know if it was
either.
just for ticket sales in December. I don't know. Like, oh, we have the full roster. Maybe more people want to come. I don't know. But that is the weirdest, and it's fine. It works if you get it to work. But you feel like it'd be easier because then you just have this side of the roster be on this show, and then this, on this date, and then you don't have to worry about them all being on both dates, right?
You would, but it gives them a whole week off because now, well, either way, you would have had a whole week. But
Well, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't
so
matter. I it's just I felt like it would have been easier for the talent in general. Like, okay, only this part, and maybe a few others who you're gonna have crossover because, like we've said, they've been doing that lately. Are gonna be, but I don't know. Maybe they're like, yeah, we'd be better to pay. I don't know. They're all in salary. I don't fucking know.
it doesn't make sense because when I seen an actual calendar of how they had it laid out, like you said, Raw, SmackDown, but this SmackDown
Yeah.
is
So
for
so
here.
next week's SmackDown has
This
already
Raw,
happened before this
yeah.
Friday SmackDown. It's so
Hmm.
weird.
Yeah, and of course I haven't seen spoilers, but of course if you've seen spoilers, so you already know what's going to happen next Friday. This Friday
I
hasn't
think I
happened.
didn't see spoilers. I don't remember if I did. I don't think I did. Hey, whatever works, I guess, right? But that's the first time I've ever heard him doing it that way. So we had an Ethan Page promo, which felt
Hmm?
pretty drawn out, honestly. I feel like it happened because of the random title switch. But we had Stacks come out, who has the TNA International title. Got very little reaction until he started talking with Ariana. Then they were starting to get reaction because they're really good on the mic. I also felt like his accent was less as thick. Like it was there when he said certain words, but it didn't sound as thick. It felt like he was using his normal voice during some of that,
Yeah, I feel like he's going away from his accent. I think they're trying to work
for
that
sure.
out.
So, and obviously we had Ethan get attacked by Tony D, I believe it was last Tuesday.
Hmm?
So nothing of that continued tonight. So they're moving on, I guess. I really don't know because Moose came out, which was awesome from TNA, and I thought he was going to go after the international title, and he said that I'm not here for the international. I'm coming for the North American title, which I think is dope. So that's happening. I think they said in a few weeks. So one of the tape shows, I think it's happening on. Um, Same with Chelsea. They announced that she's going to be in a match against. I got confused. I thought they said it was going to be Ethan versus Soul for a minute when they announced that, but it was Chelsea, which makes way more sense. But that's happening in a few weeks too. So yeah, I don't know why they're not just putting this on New Year's Evil. Personally, I know it's like a bit out, like 3 weeks out, but still.
Uh, I don't know. I like that Moose is going for the North American. I feel like he could be the next one, TNA to go to WWE. I don't think this is the way of doing that, but this would put gold back in TNA since WWE constantly has TNA gold.
Yeah, that's true. Um, I do feel like TNA right now is starting to become a feeder league.
League.
Basically they're their own company who works with a bigger company, but once they have talent that get really over, that talent eventually goes up to WWE.
Okay.
Essentially, like so back before there was NXT, you know how like WWE worked with other indies out there like OVW and other shit like that. Back in the day, there was like a lot of different ones, and then FCW and all that, and that's what became NXT. That's how it feels like NXT has their own that now, where TNA, like we've seen it with Jordan now, we've seen it with Joe. Now we're seeing more of Leon on TNA on NXT. We've seen Moose a little bit here and there more on NXT. I'm assuming like Santana could be another one. We've seen him a bit on NXT. And a few others, but I feel like there's ones that are always being more consistent than others. And Leon right now being one of them, like Joe was. Um, yeah, that's what I feel like TNA is just becoming. They're going to slowly become that feeder league.
Yeah, I didn't.
Not a bad thing,
No,
honestly, as
it's
long as
not.
they're not bought by WWE.
No, and the good thing is they're both going over there. So like the people from NXT that may not be getting the pops yet, or still all building that momentum, we're seeing in
Yeah,
TNA.
they get more reps, especially because NXT does house shows. I mean more than the main roster now. That's gonna be something interesting to see, like how the lack of house shows. I'm assuming for both, NXT gets them again more, but like are gonna affect a lot of the wrestlers in WWE because like that was how a lot of people got their reps and ended up like getting comfortable with their characters and stuff like that. So I'm curious how that's gonna translate here over the next like decade if that stays that way.
Yeah, because we seen tonight, NXT announced what 8 house shows starting in
Yeah,
February.
yeah. Well, and actually WWE is gonna be doing a lot here going. I think they're going overseas soon. I might be wrong on that. Like, yeah, for Rumble when they go right here in January. So here in January, I think they're gonna be doing a lot of shows over there, like house show wise.
Yeah, they
So I
still
think
do
Sean Ross
that.
Sapp did a thing saying like they're gonna be like on their busiest stretch in like a few years, like the talent. Yeah, like actually show wise, like working wise, like not just media and all that. Like actually wrestling, they're gonna be on their biggest busiest stretch in a while.
That's good. Like you said, more reps for them, but there's a new burnout on a lot of them.
I mean, it's not. I mean, they were doing what 200 plus fucking shows. That's what burned out Moxley was doing 200 plus shows a day,
Yeah.
or not a day. Jeez Louise, a year. And you just went, yeah, you didn't even catch that either. But yeah, a year. That's what burned Moxley. He was very open about, just working so much and just not being satisfied with what he was doing is what burned him the fuck out. Um, yeah. So I'm just curious how it's gonna lead like people like Mello and like people coming up from NXT not getting their time to do like just settle themselves. I feel like the house shows help them settle in and kind of try new things and stuff like that that they couldn't try in front of a crowd on TV.
I don't know, because going to house shows was easy ways for people like me to go see a show when you couldn't
That wasn't
afford to go
overpriced.
see Raw or
Yeah,
SmackDown.
and now they barely exist.
Yeah, and to go like the house show that came to Greensboro Saturday, past Saturday. Um, like $35, I think, for a ticket, which isn't bad. Um,
That's really good.
so and it was sold out. I think, no, maybe it was, yeah, it was the 13th. So Javon wasn't there. So I mean, that's he's from Greensboro, but he had his moment on Saturday night. But it still done a big crowd for him. They still got the reps. So I think that's going to help a lot of the younger talent, but it's really going to, in my opinion, it's going to hurt the people like you said, Carmelo, Oba once he
I don't know if
gets
it
there.
will. I'm just curious if it'll show a difference. I don't know. If it'll take guys longer to click on the main roster because of it. I don't know. We'll see. I guess
And we may
there's a lot of.
also see people last
I think
longer.
Seth. Yeah. Well, yeah. Obviously, it'll be good for their health not working as much. I feel like there should be a nice medium of how because I feel like they just abruptly disappeared over like within like a 6 month period and it's like boom. All right, we're only doing or like every 3 times a year there'll be a span of house shows, mainly international. It's like oh.
Yeah, because they did a
But
lot in Japan last
yeah, I
time.
don't want them to be working almost 300 days a year. Fuck no. Or
No.
wrestling 300 days a year that is. Um but at least, cut that into a quarter, 75 or whatever it would already be like 650 whatever week cuz there's like 50 60 something weeks in a year. I forget how many. So they're already doing like 50 whatever shows if they're booked every week a year. So just add another I don't know, fucking 30 house shows at least in fucking states. I don't know.
It would help, but yet again, I think they look at it more as trying to take care of the actual person.
I saw Seth made a comment about it recently. Like I forgot exactly what he's talking about, but he brought up about how like house shows like being less and less because he was talking about how like when he hurt his knee, he was working almost 300 days a year, wrestling 300 days a year and whatnot. And now he was like, now it's not even like that. Like we're not even close to that anymore. Um, and he was like, I am curious how that's gonna. I forgot exactly what he was like answering, but he was basically, like, I'm curious how that's gonna pan out. Next decade for a lot of these people coming in.
See, and it may not affect them, but yet again, it may. Hey,
Hank and Tank. So this was not a bad match, Hank and Tank and OTM. I just can't barely get into Hank and Tank stuff for some reason.
Belly Boys. I don't know. He got over big in Noah when they were there. What I've seen
Mhm.
highlights of.
They're good wrestlers too, like, they're not bad. I have
No,
no issue with them in ring. I just don't get and the match was fine, like, it was a solid match with Hank and Tank getting the win over OTM. I was hoping OTM would get the win, but
I feel like OTM had momentum to go to the main roster when they were with Jada Parker, who's for some reason disappeared. But they got injured.
oh, she has, huh?
She lost to
Uh,
Lash, and now she's kind of gone.
she's like, "I lost to a chick who just went to the main roster, I'm done."
Unless
Yeah.
she's going to the main
Uh,
roster.
maybe. Kevin says, "Without house shows or live events, shows talent cannot build chemistries with each other." Yes, they can, it just won't be as fast, I feel like, at least.
Fast, and you might see few more slip ups because they're not as fluent in what they're doing. But I don't think it would the chemistry. I don't think that'll fall
Logan
off.
Paul. We'll talk about that on Raw, but his match with Ray sucked. When he doesn't get to rehearse, man, I tell you. What else do we have on NXT tonight? Oh yeah, Ricky Saints. He showed up in like an SUV during this tag match, and it was like flanked by security. We didn't know it was him until later when he came out of it, but I figured it was him with all the security. I was like, oh, it's Ricky. He's afraid of Javon. We also had a backstage promo with Javon, and or not backstage. It was at the start of the show. He was waiting in the parking lot, and Leon Slater eventually pulled him inside right before Ricky showed up, which was, of course, ironic.
Convenient. I don't.
Convenient. That was the word I was looking for. Yeah. But Ricky came out and just talked about why the fans they wanted it to be Javon that throned Oba, not Ricky, and stuff like that, and how well it was him that did it, and yada yada yada. And eventually Javon of it came in and beat him down. It was actually a pretty solid promo from Ricky.
He was so he came out. They were still cheering him, and he even made the comment on it. They still love me. Um, then halfway through his promo, he finally got the Ricky the
Mm.
door, kind of like they do for
Briggs.
Briggs. So I guess he finally is starting to get the heel turn that I guess they were expecting him to have, but I don't feel like he's gonna have to do something kind of like what Ethan did, not that level, get that heel push, or to actually show us he's gonna heel in the and we know he's the heel in the feud, but to get the crowd to truly turn on him.
Oh, and they did. They did right at that point. And they were, and plus when Javon came out too. So, um, yeah, but it was a solid promo from Ricky with Javon finally beating him down afterwards. Um, we had Ren QCC, Ren Sinclair, and Kendall Gray took on Fallon Henley and Laney Reed. We had JC Jane on commentary. I called her Don Callis during this match. Um, I just didn't want her on commentary, honestly. This is not a bad tag match. I don't know what it was, but Laney Reed was just boring me in this match.
I don't think she had a lot of time in it. Did she
She did.
tagged
She's
out
got her ass
quick?
kicked the whole time.
Okay, yeah. Maybe I didn't realize that.
Yeah, she was getting her ass kicked. At least at the beginning. Maybe it wasn't as long as I thought. But it does say back from commercial, Laney Reed was in control on Ren Sinclair pressing the attack, so it might have been a while.
It might have
But
been, yeah, because when they went to commercial after the like 619 around the ring post, they went to commercial, and I felt like the commercial took forever. Maybe that's what drugged me out of it. The match was still going on for us, but it
yeah,
took
with
so
the VPN.
long to get from commercial to the show starting back.
But yeah, we saw Kettle Gray get the cross arm bar submission on Fallon, who tapped, and I was waiting for JC to get in there and for a brawl, but it didn't happen. I was kind of surprised by that.
I don't know. They're not wanting. They have had moments where they've brawled and had like fights, but they are not wanting to jeopardize, I guess, this match anyway. Because they have yet to really have her attack Kendall or Kendall, jump JC. So it makes me wonder: are they going to have Kendall win this?
Um, I don't think so, especially with her tapping Fallon out tonight. I definitely think Fallon and Laney will get involved and cost her at New Year's Evil.
They'll have to take out Ren, but yeah, I can see that.
Oh, unless they get another member, because that's just easy for them to do. They'll outnumber Ren easily.
Petrovich, Windy Chu, anybody.
I'm fine with Carmen. I feel like she hasn't really been doing much at all, at least on NXT.
That's gonna
It's gonna be
evolve.
Nikita Lyons.
Good. I mean, there's plenty of people. They have plenty of women's talent.
We had Izzy Dame on the phone. I don't even remember this. I might have been in the bathroom or something. Izzy Dame is on the phone with somebody, and Nico Vance appears to have disappeared. She
Yes.
finds the Tron Spears doll and hangs up. Oh, I remember seeing the double heart. She finds the Tron Spears doll and hangs up. And yeah, so Nico Vance has disappeared,
Yeah,
apparently.
because I think it was before the North American title. The Culling had a moment where they were walking to the clubhouse area. There was a doll sitting there. I think it might have been Nico. Was the wrestler that was sitting there. They're like, what is this? And Izzy said she knows what it is. She'll handle it. Or she was finished with Tatum, something like that. Then, of course, we went to the NXT match, and now Nico's disappeared.
Womp, 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 womp. He'll be hardly missed. We see Lola Vice. She says that she would be watching her back if she had done what Izzy did to Tatum. And Dame wasn't listening, really. We see Kalani. She rejoined the locker room. She forced her way back in and started unloading all her stuff. Lola and her go back and forth. And Lola tells her gymnastic has nothing on MMA, so we're going to get those two here soon. Shiloh Hill and Skylar Ray are going to be facing Channing Stacks Tatum and Ariana Grace next week. It's going to be funny because that means Stacks is going to lose, I think.
I would think so, but
I feel like Grace will eat the pin since he's TNA International Champion, but I like this backstage segment too because and there's a few times but there's a moose in the parking lot. So like when they had Chelsea and Ethan backstage, it's like, what are you gonna do about that moose in the parking lot? It's like, it's Florida. Hello, she's like so confused. But then she was like, you need to defend your title, and Moose is a good opponent for you and all that. But even Chelsea came in and she was like, what are you gonna do about that moose or whatever the fuck out there? You guys know there's a moose out there? I just love it. And then I think Shiloh or Stacks came in and said the same thing. No, Shiloh, he says a moose is in Florida. It's quite interesting actually. They end up and that's when we saw Stacks and them show up. So I just love how they kept bringing up the moose thing. It was funny.
yeah,
And then the main event. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
the stuff they're doing with Shiloh, I like. They're making his character different than what we have seen. Comes in. It was,
Yeah, he's just an oddball.
but like his random knowledge about stuff, like he was the moose thing. Of course, that makes sense, but like he has just so much random knowledge that he just rambles. Feels like you could more connect with his character right now than you can some of the other ones. Maybe that's just
Oh
me.
yeah. He's just intriguing. He's interesting. He's interesting to hear what he has to say and what it's going to lead to.
Then on the other side of that, you got people who won LFG before, like Jasper Troy, who's a speed champion. Figured out about is going to get another tournament starting soon. That they're
Yep.
not really doing anything. And Jasper Troy, his first feud was Javon, Ricky, and Oba. Ever since then,
Well, not really
not
fused. Kind of, I guess. Yeah,
yeah.
I guess they were kind of fused. Yeah.
And ever since then, we ain't seen nothing. And unfortunately, same thing with Tyra May Steele.
Yeah, she mainly evolved, but she did the thing with Ethan and Chelsea and Tavion. But yeah, I mean, I don't feel like they should be unless like you're like an Oba level, and they did really well with Jasper, like introducing him in his first match against Oba, making him look really good. You know, he also lost to Javon. I think he beat Ricky once, and then Ricky beat him. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Um,
Put Ricky to the
but yeah,
stage.
so that's right. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, I feel like he did cool off a bit, but I think that's fine because he still has a lot to grow, and he's barely, he's been there probably for like a year or more. I think of that. A lot of the people from LG have only been there for like a year, if not less.
I guess
That's just the way I would think, I guess. So I'm fine with him at the speed title, and I still would like if the speed title just took over the Heritage Cup rules. I like that way better than the 3-minute and 5-minute matches, personally.
less titles would be better, but
That too.
that's the
That's true.
best option.
Dion Lennox, Joe Henry, Leon Slater, Miles Bourne. I thought we were gonna see Dion versus Oba, but
Uh,
fucking apparently. But Leon won, and this was a fantastic match, by the way.
yeah. There was people in my chat that was like, Leon needs to win this. And I was like, he would be the Kendall Gray, surprise win if he does.
Yeah, I didn't think there was a few people in my chat that thought he would win. I was like, yeah, Leon's gonna win it. I was like, I mean, whoever wins is gonna lose to Oba, but I don't think he's gonna win.
I,
But he did.
they might decide to put double titles on Leon. I don't know what they're gonna do, but
Leon Slater is now signed to the WWE. His
but it
contract was bought out by WWE.
but it was a good match. I feel like Miles Bourne kind of took the rough end of this match. Like, of course, he got two finishes back to back, but like majority of this match, he was down. He didn't have a lot of big moments, in my opinion.
Yeah, he had a few moves. I wouldn't say really anything like his where he thought he was gonna win it for sure. I thought it was gonna be Dion Lennox since they had that confrontation, Oba and him a few weeks ago. So I was like, oh, this is how Dion faces Oba, gets beat down or whatever. But kind of made it look like he could be a main event player or something. But no, they're going in on Leon on this one from TNA. So a little surprising because I didn't really think they were gonna go with that. They're kind of still leaning on the TNA NXT stuff right now with Moose now, and then of course Stax has the international title from TNA. So I don't know if this is gonna lead to more TNA versus NXT like type of. I don't know, but
Well,
we'll see.
I did hear them say on NXT that this Thursday there's a 5-man steel cage match, TNA versus
Yeah, that's right.
NXT. So over there they're still doing it, which I don't think anyone in that match is in it. But
Well, it's Lexus King, Stax, Tyson and Tyreek, High Rise, and I forgot who else.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I don't watch TNA in the weekly. I'll see tweets about it from people who that I follow that keep up with it and whatever and watch it. But yeah, they've been building this up for a minute. But a lot of the feeling I get from the most people that I follow is like this is like it's Stax and Lexus and Tyson and Tyreek versus blah 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 blah. I don't know who from Team TNA, but it's like I'm not invested in these guys. Why should I care?
It's the way of getting more reps. Maybe
It
like,
is.
yeah, not having the house shows, even though NXT is just the way of getting reps somewhere.
Yeah. And we've learned that they don't get paid for those reps though. Like they don't get added on extra. Because most of these people are salaried. I think it would be the same for NXT because that's what Rich Holland said that he wasn't getting paid. Like, oh yeah, you get paid for working the TNA show. No, like I just still get my salary.
Yeah, no bonus doing double duty one week.
It's like, oh, it's part of your contract. We'll make you work dates randomly,
Something.
which is fine, but crazy. Anyways, a solid show in NXT tonight. Yeah, we'll see where if Leon pulls the shocker up on Oba if he could do what Javon couldn't.
It wouldn't. I wouldn't be mad, but it would be another surprise.
It'd be funny. Um, so Raw, we already talked about Gunther earlier. And his opening of the show, that was great. New Day and Usos got a lot of fucking time.
Dude, did they fucking it?
I didn't expect him to have almost a 20-minute match.
I mean, maybe it's because of the history they've had, like the tag matches they've had in the past. Damn, this match was long.
And not in a bad way. It was
No,
good, and it wasn't as good as like their Hell in a Cell or other matches they've had, but it was still really good.
it was. Grayson fucking Waller. He damn, he aggravates the hell out of me.
That's funny. I thought shoot, I forgot what I was saying. Oh, I thought it was interesting that the Usos came out to, and this is like not the first time, but they keep coming out to Jay's theme together when they're supposed to be going for the tag titles. So right now, my prediction is they don't win the titles. They'll lose either the title match or whatever. Because I think they might. In my head, I feel like they should get another match before they get a title shot. 'Cause they haven't really been a team consistently as long. So I feel like they should get another win, and they'll do so. But once they get to that world title, the tag title match, they lose, and then that's when Jimmy, like whatever, there's like there's dissension between the two. They're not really get clicking. And Jimmy's like, "Oh, we had to do everything your way. We had to use your theme song. We had to do the match the way you wanted. You wanted to get the pinfall, blah, blah, and look at us. We didn't win shit." And I think that's when they're gonna do the separation again. I could be wrong because obviously we had Jay and Jimmy just a few years ago at Mania, and we're back in that Mania season almost. But that's where I feel like we're going. Was why the fuck are they still using his theme?
We've been calling the heel turn for a while now, but I feel like they go that way, and then, oh, we're gonna do this instead. And then, hey, he's still gonna do this, and he's gonna be heel at this point. Like you said in the past, long storytelling. It makes sense, but I don't want Jay versus Jimmy. That was, in my opinion, the worst match at Wrestle. So if he does turn heel, he needs to take Jimmy out because he's gonna take time off of Naomi anyway. So then him have a heel run in WWE without having to face Jimmy, that would work. But I don't think that's where they would go with it.
I don't know why they're using his theme then. It makes no sense.
No, I mean, at what was it? What show was it? Saturday Night WrestlePalooza. Because I remember Hangman.
Yeah, they came out to the
Yeah,
Usos
they
theme
came
that
out
night.
the Uso Penitentiary. So they have it. They just got to hit the right track button next time.
That's why I think it's a storyline related thing.
It has to be.
Especially because he crashed out and then, oh, okay, I'm good. Let's do a tag team. You know what I mean? That's what happened. A week prior, he fucking lost his mind for losing in the tournament. And then the next week, hey, Oos, we want to go for the tag titles.
Rikishi talks to him.
I guess. That's why I think it's all storyline related. I mean, it would make sense to me at least.
Rikishi's going to be the one.
I did it for The Rock. After that match, we did have a backstage segment with Logan and the Vision. Logan was congratulating Bronson on taking out LA Knight. And now that was CM Punk's turn. Logan asked if the Max Man was going to show up, but Paul says he doesn't know who he is, but he'll take the help as long as he's allied with their vision. Braun pulls Paul Heyman aside, says that Punk's here. He wants to take him out tonight, not waiting. Paul has to talk sense into him about not doing it. And if he does it, then he'll have to wait longer than January 5th to win the title because he'll be out long. Or if he does it tonight, he convinces Breaker to, like, all right, you're right. I ain't going to beat his ass tonight. And then Logan just tells him to lock in and help me get ready for the match because he knows he wants to just go jump Punk.
Yeah, I like how they're doing, like, they'll have, like, the little meeting backstage where they're all there talking and they have, like, little side conversations, like it's a little sitcom with the backstage talking. And because they done it last week with Logan. Logan was trying to
Wanted help with Ray, yeah.
wanted help with Ray. Then we got you. I like this guy. Paul walks back over the Bond and Breaker, and they're talking, and they're just filling them in. They're doing so. It's giving them the ability to build the vision, then build up the individual stories of what they're doing. I feel like we're gonna get something with Bronson at some point because right now he's
Well, he
not.
did the thing with Roman and won the street fight.
Yeah, but since then he's kind of the oddball out. I feel like Logan's gonna push for the IC point. Breaker's doing this over here. What are they gonna do with Bronson? He's just gonna be the enforcer right now.
No, I think they're just cooling him. I don't know why, but I think they're just slightly trying to cool him down because they want to focus on Breaker right now.
Breaker falls short, then push Reed
And
back
not even
up.
really calm down. They're just not even focusing on much, is really what I mean.
They're not. No.
But it led to the main event where we saw the Masked Man help Logan. Bronson and Braun tried to come out, but CM Punk came out and ran them off. After he told Ray earlier in the night that he'd have his back. So he ran him off with a chair. That led to eventually the Masked Man coming out and helping Logan beat Ray, which, again, if I said it earlier, was a fucking... how do you have a bad match with Rey Mysterio? Logan Paul managed to do it twice now.
Yeah, twice. It doesn't make sense. Like, there was some stiff
could just be a
shots,
no
too.
chemistry thing with them. I don't know. I want to put it on just this talk of that Logan's only, a lot of the time his big pay-per-view matches are like super heavily rehearsed. They practice so much leading up to it, exactly how the match is gonna go down in a practice ring, not really a practice ring, but just practicing in a ring somewhere, going over the whole match. And I feel like on his Raw matches or his TV matches, he doesn't get that. And I feel like almost all of his TV matches have been shit.
Yeah, like the awkward Bronco Buster. What the hell he was supposed to do, but that was probably not it. I don't know
Yeah,
what move he was going.
he's good when he gets the time to rehearse, but when he's tasked like a normal wrestler, it shows that he has a lot to go. But not a terrible match. Well, not the best match. It could have been a lot better.
Fortunately, this was
Um,
probably the worst, in my opinion. Worst match.
yeah. And then of course after the masked man helped Logan, Logan was like staring at him with the brass knuckles, like basically waiting for the masked man to make a move if he was gonna hit him or whatever. So Logan just stood there while he was on the apron. Punk finally came out afterwards and it made the masked man run through the crowd. And then that led to Breaker and them coming out and beating down Punk. And then it led to the masked man finally revealing himself as Austin Theory. Who would
Hmm.
have thought?
Yeah,
Well, everyone really expected. So I wasn't mad at this reveal. I'm just glad they got it done now instead of dragging this on because it was obvious people didn't really want it to go super long.
no, I thought it would last till January 5th. I really did. Um,
So did I. I'm glad
but
it didn't though.
I am. I'm glad it happened here because this gives us time to try to figure out what play he has inside here. This story as well. We had talked about it before. He was once part of the vision that Seth had with Buddy as well during the pandemic era.
Yeah.
So they've already got their chemistry together, but now it's not with Seth because Seth is out of the vision. So it's just like Paul Heyman's vision for the future of WWE. That basically now what this is.
Seems like it. Um so yeah, we'll see because Paul was claiming, of course, like we talked about that, oh, I don't know who it is as long as they're aligned with our vision. So I'm assuming he'll take him in since he's been helping them and not seemingly trying to do anything to them. But I hope this is finally the thing that pushes Austin over because, like you said, he was in part of that initial vision. Then he was kind of, everything went down with that with COVID, and then he went back to NXT over time. And then, of course, they did the whole John Cena thing with him. That fell flat, even though he won at Mania 39. It just never didn't leave a lasting mark and didn't really bring him up like they had hoped to. So this is, third strike and you're out. Hopefully it's not because other than that, I don't know what they'll do with him if this fails. Besides
I don't.
regulate him to random matches on main event and then quietly letting him go or letting his contract expire. So I'm hoping this works out because I feel like this is his last big chance.
Yeah, what really hurt Austin Theory, he had great momentum on NXT, and then the damn golden egg thing. Then
Oh
he
my
was
god, I forgot about
he
that.
was Vince's like little puppet for a while, and then once Vince left, Bowman hit him with the "What are you gonna do? Your daddy's gone." That kind of
Oh my god, I forgot about that too.
that really, in my opinion, is what kind of buried him there. Now I'm hoping this pushes him back, like you said, but
And then
him,
wasn't that when Theory cashed in for the fucking US
him
title instead when after
yes,
Roman said that?
fucking Christ, yeah, yeah, forgot about that.
I mean, he beat Seth. I get the idea. Well, he'll beat Seth. He'll look strong. I don't know about that, but I forgot about that line. So yeah, we'll see what the fuck happens, man. But I'm hopeful of this because I like him a lot. So I'm hoping this works.
Yeah. And then, of course, the internet. I know you've had to have seen it. The comparison to Garcia.
Oh, the hair and all that. Yeah, shaved his head. Yeah. I also, it's funny when he was like, I figured because he only had the the normal mask and you could see his eyes. But when they like had him on the crowd and they zoomed in, for some reason his eyes looked like the Miz for me before he took off the mask.
Did.
I was like, because it's funny because someone even like replied to my like thing, like my post about it. They're like says the whole time that it's obviously Austin Theory. Close up 2 seconds before the reveal, and he says, "Is that the Miz?" Because it looked like the Miz for a second. I was like, "Wait a minute, is that the fucking Miz?" And then it was Theory. But I was like, "Okay, yeah, duh." I was like, but I don't know why the eyes just really made me think the Miz for a second.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, and I guess because of the reveal, but like, this is the first time we actually got to see any bit of his face, eyes, anything. Because they've done great for
Yeah, we
like
didn't know
two
if he was
weeks.
white, black, Asian. We didn't know shit.
And they were like, you know what, fuck it, let's go ahead and do it, which is fine. And like hoping this side because fuck sakes, he's been a heel since he came to the main roster. I was hoping he would take out Waller and be a face. I felt that would have worked. But
Mhm.
maybe this side of him being a heel with Paul Heyman will get him over. That is what I'm hoping.
I hope they don't just fully drop. I know he's been out for a while, but I hope they don't just fully drop him and Waller because I know Waller just mentioned it. I was like, oh, he's injured, but last I'm part of the New Day now or whatever. So I'm hoping that like they somehow because New Day's on Raw, so I'm hoping, excuse me, that somehow they just cross paths and kind of like, oh, you left me high and dry once I got injured, bitch. Let's go, motherfucker. This is the real me. You know what I mean? I don't know. That'd be cool for just like a one random Raw.
Wouldn't be bad because if you give Waller a match, I don't know. I feel like Waller's just stuck in limbo.
I don't hate what he's doing with the New Day. He's a good comedy character, but he's a really good wrestler too. And I do wish he would work more like in the mint card.
Either get him like his character's great. Like we don't even do the whole Austin Theory, not Austin Theory, shit. Grayson Waller, what was it? Down under thing,
Waller effect.
Waller effect. Yes. We don't really see that much anymore. That was a good heel see, but we've seen it
I think
here and
last time we
there.
saw it was on NXT. I think.
Yeah, so I guess it's just something they didn't get over main roster.
I don't guess. I feel like they took one of its most unique things away of it on the main roster where they do the Instagram live. But the last time they did it on NXT, it was back. So I was like, what the fuck? But yeah, so we'll see what happens with Waller, I guess too. I'd love to see him wrestle more. Um, we had Rhea and Io show up, and we also had a Kabuki Warriors promo before this, which was pretty good. Just them basically saying that they were going to retain their tag titles against whoever they have to face. And then so they're Io and Rio supposed to go in the ring, and talk about that. And immediately there in the crowd, like as soon as they turn on the barricade, Asuka miss Rhea, and Kyrie jumps over and starts going after Io. So they just get beat down. That's just all that just happened. They just get beat the fuck down. And actually, at one point, Jessica Carr was trying to they all refs and everyone came out, and Asuka fucking hip checked her off the apron.
I don't, I don't know. I don't know why Oscar and like Kyrie. Yeah, I understand the sneak attack, but like I don't know. Maybe they're. I feel like they're pushing this fast for this tag match.
Alright.
But
Well, I did. I'll just say I read the SmackDown spoilers. I ain't gonna say anything else.
but like Charlotte and Liv, they technically would have the next up because they lost to the
Charlotte and
rematch.
Liv
Not Liv. Fucking holy shit, Alexa.
Bliss.
Yeah. But yeah, they should have next up, in my opinion. But they've kind of just kept the feud going with Rhea and Io and the Kabuki Warriors in the last pay per view.
I actually agree. I would be for that. What did you think of the Ivy Now Maxine Dupree Women's Intercontinental Title match?
It was good. It was really good on Maxine Dupree's work in the dungeon is actually showing, in my opinion. I feel like her in-ring skill was better. I feel like she had more energy. Uh, but then yet again, I feel like they haven't really had Ivy doing a lot.
No,
She's been gone.
no.
She's not even been doing Saturday night.
She's been on Nick Khan's infamous bench.
Yeah. So I hate that for her. But Maxine really impressed me this. I was expecting maybe Becky to show up, but no, that didn't happen either.
Yeah, was Becky on the show at all? I don't think so, right?
It was not.
But yeah, a solid match too. I agree. Maxine has improved so much in the ring. I know we've said that the last few weeks since she's won the belt, but she did not disappoint here. And Ivy Nile is very solid, very underrated in the ring. So I like the little story they had with Maxine not beating Ivy in the past in singles action, so it was cool to do that and have Ivy get the title shot since we haven't seen her in a while. Um, yeah, I liked it. That was a good match, and I'm really excited to see Maxine keep growing like this.
And then she had a backstage moment with, I think, Bailey as well after the fact.
Yeah.
What Bailey was excited for and didn't even kind of say, "Hey, I want a title shot," or kind of hint at it. More or less was like, "Yeah, congratulations," and she was like, "I'm gonna go celebrate." And then we cut light to Lyra,
Yeah,
but
she showed her bloody finger. Looked like her
yeah, yeah.
nail had ripped, so her fucking finger was all bloody.
And so then it was like, "Oh, Lyra," and tag division. So now I'm wondering, are we gonna see Maxine have more matches against people we don't really see have those opportunities? Lyra and Bailey are in the tag division
Everyone's in the tag division, it feels like right now.
because that's even
Like
where
besides Nikki, Raquel, um, who else? Everyone else was. I know I'm missing someone. You and Rhea are down there now. Liv and Roxanne are.
it
Charlotte
is.
and Bliss. Nia and Lash.
Probably
Kabuki's
said that.
obviously. Like they're all tied,
Stephanie's
and I'm fine with
not.
that. But it's like, like who else do we have for Steph right now? Besides
Shit.
Nikki, obviously, because we saw Nikki attack her during the Dan Raquel match.
There's no one. There's no one else. Hell, there
Here,
has
I'm
to
gonna
be
look at the
someone else.
current Raw women's roster. All right, current women's roster. Here we go. Current roster, I guess AJ Lee if you want. Um, so you got AJ on Raw, Asuka, Bailey. I'm just naming everyone on Raw. Becky, Ivy, EO, Heidi, Lyra, Liv, Maxine, Natalia. So I guess Maxine can defend against her too. Nikki, Bella, Raquel Rodriguez, Rhea Ripley, Roxanne Perez, Stephanie Tamina. I don't know why I'm counting her, but it has it on there. And Zoe's, but she's injured. So yeah, like literally everyone is tied in tag team. That's not Raquel, Nikki, Maxine, and yeah, and Ivy
So she's gonna be the.
and Becky.
She's gonna be the champ till Zoe comes back, or Natalia gets a match,
I guess I don't know.
or Jackie
I don't
Redmond will
know.
have an open challenge. She'll win it. I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe Becky will start going up there and start working with Stephanie. I don't know.
I mean, if you want to be technical about it, there, Jessica Carr, she wrestles on Evolve, so she could technically, if she wanted to have a match.
Sure, sure. Let's just put the ref for a women's title match. Nah, but yeah, no, everyone's really tied up in the tag division for the women right now.
Maybe some NXT talent come up and get.
Hey, you know who they should bring up? They should bring up Lash and Jacar. Oh,
Uh,
oh,
was
Lash is up now, but she's in a new tag team.
Jada Parker.
Um, yeah, Jada would work honestly. Carmen. I mean, if you just need bodies, Lola. What haven't we talked about? Oh, AJ and Dragon Lee had a backstage interview. They want to defend their tag team titles again. It's not an interview, but they're talking to Pierce. So they're gonna bring the fire anytime. And oh no, this was a backstage interview, and they were gonna go talk to Pierce. I'm sorry. That's when Nikki Bella rose up, said she won't apologizing for putting people that are beneath her into their place. She's not being appreciated for being the legend that she is, and Stephanie and Raquel should be shining her boots. Yeah, I didn't like that match ended in a DQ with her getting involved.
I didn't either. Not the best decision for the ending of the match. You could have had her easily attack after. It would have been okay.
Oh yeah, I thought Raquel was gonna lose clean here.
But no, this sets up a triple threat, so that makes sense.
Yeah, do you see the bump on Raquel's head after that she posted on social media?
Holy shit!
It was not.
I seen her head hit the steps, and I was like, "Oh god, if they go back over there,
I
she's gonna be pouring blood." Because the way she hit,
She wasn't.
no, it was just a huge knock.
But yeah, so I hated that ending. But shout out to her for taking that bump. We have a backstage. There was a backstage promo we forgot to talk about. Dominic, Liv, Roxanne. JD's out, and he revealed on social media he's out with an injury. He had surgery. He said it won't be gone long. Finn Balor, he said like he was with JD, so he might not be here for a while for some fucking reason. Um, that's when Liv told her, "How you go get it, sister?" And she she didn't want help Raquel. She told him to stay in the back. Yeah, Liv's gonna definitely turn on them.
Yep. I had someone in my chat state that that's the same thing that they were doing with Rhea, Liv, how she was encouraging her to do this, encouraging her to do that, and had that like tone in her voice, and she was excited, but then really wasn't. Um,
Mm.
I don't know if it'll be them kicking out Raquel or if Liv just leaves and Dom.
Yeah, yeah, except for Dom, obviously. I don't know if she slapped him too, but yeah, solid Raw. I gave it a 3 out of 5, 3.5 out of 5. It was not bad.
No, it wasn't bad. Main event, body. That's
Sucked. That was the
yeah.
worst part of the show. But yeah, man, and we have Dynamite tomorrow, 3 hours with Collision. I really don't know why. Why are they doing that this week? There's no like WWE event this weekend, UFC.
I think because
Oh,
of
college
overs.
playoffs,
Yeah, that too. So it's the
NFL or not NFL,
19th.
college football.
Well, it's the 19th
Yeah,
and maybe Saturday, I think, is one as well. So, yeah, that would make sense. I don't know,
but
but they
yeah, so
want to
3
give
hours tomorrow.
Manchester. Their overseas crowds are the fucking fantastic crowds.
Yeah,
So,
I also find it like I mean I get why they won't be live, but people who are in the UK can't watch Dynamite live, and they also can't watch it when it airs in the US. It's like, or at least that's how it was for Collision. It was really weird.
yeah, because I had someone come in that was at the show. He even was like, "Hey, I'm in section 8, third row, third from the top on the far right. I'm wearing this." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." He's like, "Yeah, I was just wanting to make sure, I made it on TV. We can't watch it." I was like, "What do you mean you can't watch it?" So, yeah, we
Yeah, they
can't
had to
see
wait till
Collision.
like really late. It was weird. I don't
Yes.
understand why. Yeah, so but yeah, so 3 hour show tomorrow. I'm not really sure why they're combining it, but whatever. 3 hours is too long, no matter weekly episode wise, it's too long in my opinion. But I'm sure it's gonna be a good show. We have 3 matches announced for the C2. There's a lot announced. Let me pull it up here. Close this damn thing.
Do you think MJF returns?
Yes, I think it's possible because they're doing the Diamond Battle Royal, Diamond Ring, and he hasn't lost it.
Making sure. I think the same thing. So I could. Uh, maybe he's the last entrant in that tournament or battle
It's
royal.
not even a tournament; it's a battle royal. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, well, there's not even entrance here. You
there's
start
all
with
in the
everyone
ring.
in it.
That's right. And then the last two will be in the finals at World's End. Is that how they're doing it this year? Or later in
Usually
the
it's the
night?
following week, I believe. I think it's the following Wednesday. We'll do a one-on-one. It could be World's End, but I thought it was the following Wednesday. They
Yeah,
do a one-on-one.
yeah. They'll have a singles match on Christmas.
Oh, so on Collision then. Or no, that's Christmas. Yeah, no, so that's not a match. I'm sorry. Um, so we have Moxley versus Roderick tomorrow, Kyle Fletcher versus Pac, and Masco Dorado versus OC in the C2. We're also going to have the contract signing between Swerve, Hangman, and Samoa Joe for the World's End Triple Threat World Title matchup. What else? Oh, we're getting the 8-woman tag, Team Mercedes. She has Mercedes, Athena, Megan, and Marina taking on Harley, Willow, Tony, and Mina. The Elite reunite Kenny and the Bucks versus Don Callis family. FTR versus Bang Bang Gang for the World Tag Titles. So a stacked fucking card tomorrow.
Um, I think we talked about it last Friday. I hope we get the. I don't know which version of the Elite entrance we're getting. But I'm hoping they actually get the Young Bucks out of this hill in Manchester.
Yeah, I hope they come out to either the Carry On My Wayward Son or just give them the elite,
Yeah,
the elite, or give them the whole icon. I think I said it last time. The combo entrance where you do like Kenny battle cry and then have the Bucks finally come out to Super Kick Party. Dude, I love that theme, so I'd prefer either that first and then if not, Carry On My Wayward Son. What either or, I'm fine with.
either one. It's gonna be great. I'm glad we're back to the elite. Maybe just be the one time thing. Hopefully, we can finally get rid of this Don Callis feud with Kenny. Like we talk about it every Friday. I'm hoping that's. But yet again, who knows? Don Callis and Kenny Omega maybe filling seats for the next 10 years.
So I have a quick football question.
Yes.
By quick, this might turn into a discussion. Do we see Seahawks Broncos Super Bowl?
I would
We're on the
like it.
road to it,
Yeah.
bro. That or the Rams. I mean, it's either you two or
I
you or the
know.
Rams.
Well, here's my thing, and I've stated it today because someone asked me while we was watching. See, we can't beat the fucking Rams. I don't know why. Of all the teams, we cannot get past the Rams at all. So with
Matthew
it
Stafford on X Games mode, bro, this year.
with it being home Thursday, I see us having a good possibility in beating the Rams. The
Are you
what?
guys tomorrow? Or
Yeah,
Thursday, I mean?
yeah, we're the Thursday night game.
Who
The
do you play?
play the Rams.
Oh, you play. Oh, shit. I didn't realize actually that was the odds. I
Yeah.
actually had no idea. Not even kidding.
So, um, yeah, it's going to be a tough one. If we can get past them, I think we may take.
A short week. Oof. How's the team injury wise for you guys?
It's fine. There's no
Oh,
problem
good.
there. But if we can win this game, it is possible because we might bump up to second in the conference overall. But y'all right now are number one. Y'all would get a bye.
Yeah, in the AFC, we would get a bye. Yeah. So, well, what are you guys right now ranked in the NFC?
I think we are
On playoff setting.
sixth right
Okay. So if you beat the Rams, like, 'cause what's your guys' record and what's their record?
now. 11-3.
So you both are 11-3?
Yeah.
And you're 6? What the fuck?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm trying to pull it up because it's
Oh, Rams are in your division. That's why.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
why.
yeah, yeah. They beat us one.
Hey, hi Daisy. Um. Okay, so this is your second game. So a short week. That's crazy. Good luck for you guys on Thursday. Then we got the Jags on Sunday afternoon. Another afternoon game, and
That's a tough one.
they're obviously. I think they're 10-3 or 10-4 or something like that right now. Um. They're what third in our AFC, so they're trying to fight. They're still fighting for that first round bye. Like we don't have that locked yet. We need we are our game ahead of New England. If we win this week and they lose, we lock in that first seed, I believe. So it's gonna be tough. I think we're in Jacksonville. I'm not sure where we're playing. Let me double check if it's a home game. But I'm this is the one I'm most nervous about because then after that we have the Chiefs who just lost Mahomes for the year and they're not even in the playoffs.
Which sucks. Not that they're not in the playoffs, but Mahomes got hurt.
That they're yeah, that he
Oh.
actually has a torn ACL. So it's in Denver. Okay, so that makes me a little bit more happy then. But then we have the Chiefs and then we have Chargers to end the season. Um, so Chargers is going to be tough as well because they're still trying to fight for a top playoff spot. So we have a really tough last 3 weeks, except for the Chiefs game.
So yeah, got the standings pulled up. So Rams have
Hey, what are you eating?
clinched. They have clinched playoff berth. So if we do beat them tomorrow or Thursday, trying to look conference wins. They're 6-3. We would be we're 6-3 as well. So if we win, we're 7-3 in conference play, which would tie us
Mhm.
with the Eagles in conference play. So it's I don't know how the NFL really breaks it down, but division was division were 2-2, and they're 3-1. So it would tie us all
Kinda
around.
like you said the vision. Like the vision instead of division.
So yeah, sitting at fifth. Technically, right now, I think we would play the Buccaneers. I think we could get past them if the playoffs started today. But yeah, I think there is an outcome where the Seahawks and the Broncos get to play again, and Bo Nix would actually probably have a better chance. So,
Maybe. I mean, you guys don't have the fucking Legion of Boom, so that'd help.
we don't, but we do got a decent defensive
But you ain't got the Orange Rush, baby.
too. No.
Yeah, we're on another. And then Sertan had a nice pick
Oh yeah,
this week, and so did Riley Moss.
yeah. The
This
defense.
dog, she's over here looking me up and down. Like,
This
let's
was
go.
this was probably the best I've seen the defense that game against the
My
Packers.
defense?
Yes.
Maybe. I mean, I feel like we did a lot better in a few other games because we allowed them to keep it close.
Up until like fourth quarter.
Yeah,
I really took
it was a close
off.
game. It was a close game until the last few minutes, really. So we stuffed them on fourth down, and we knew we were gonna win it.
Yeah, I mean,
They could have came back.
and it was in Denver, which is a good home win. Don't have to travel far. And
Oh
then
yeah.
next week y'all have the Jaguars, right?
Mhm.
Who Trevor Lawrence unfortunately is like having his worst best year. I don't know, like he
Coaching matters, man.
does. He's obviously got a decent coach now. Or is
Yeah,
it
he
this?
does.
No, no, it is a good possibility.
But let's wrap it up here. This dog wants something from me. She's over here pulling my arm off. Where can everyone follow you at?
Uh, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and Kick, all as the Kraken Wrestling.
And you guys can follow me, Josh Vibes Up on Twitch, Kick, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, all the places. Follow me everywhere. We both do live reactions. This dog wants some. She's over here having me play with her. And we'll catch you guys next time. Peace.